Hi, I'm Teresa Momber, illustrator for Gina K Designs and Stamp TV. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to create a new card using my stamp set called Dashing from Gina K. And on today's project, we're going to create a winter sky and stamp some trees and add snow to them using an opaque white gel pen. So lots of fun stuff. Let's get started. Trim white cardstock to 5 by 3 3/4 inches. Create a mask for the snowbank by cutting a wavy line along the adhesive side of a sticky note. Then place that in the lower left corner. To create a bit of shadow behind the snowbank, I'm using my black sponge dauber. Now I'm not re-inking this sponge dauber, I'm just using the ink that's still on it from the last time I used it. You may need to re-ink a little bit, but if you do, make sure to take off as much ink as you can and then use a very light touch. Create a second snowbank mask and place it over the lower right hand corner, and then once again sponge very lightly with your black sponge dauber. Create a third snowbank mask, but this time place it on the left side, but have it extend beyond the first one so that those snowbanks really overlap each other. Cut a circle that can be used to mask an area for the moon and place it about in the center. Then begin sponging using Gina K Lovely Lavender ink. Start your sponging at the mask line and work your way up, and try to extend this color at least to the midpoint of the moon, maybe a little higher. Switch to Gina K Powder Blue ink and continue sponging, but this time work from the top down. Switch to Gina K Blue Denim and repeat that process, once again sponging at the top and working your way down. Switch inks again, this time to Gina K in the navy, and then sponge just along the very top of the cardstock. Remove the mask for the moon, but leave the snowbank masks in place. Stamp the smaller of the two tree images from the Dashing stamp set from Gina K using Gina K Black Onyx ink, but stamp off onto scratch paper first so that the trees will be lighter. Repeat that a few times, doing a few small trees on each side of the cardstock. the mask on the left side and then stamp those trees a few more times, once again stamping off onto the scratch paper first. Then go ahead and remove the two remaining masks. Now, as I was removing my masks, I tore a little bit along the very bottom of the cardstock. But that's okay, it was right by the edge, so I just trimmed that away. Went back to that black sponge dauber. This time I did add a little bit of ink to it, and then sponged very lightly around the edges of the snow, and then also over the moon, just very lightly so it wouldn't be quite so white. Then used the larger of the two tree images from the Dashing stamp set using Gina K Black Onyx ink. Stamp first on the left side and then over on the right. Switch back to that smaller tree image and then stamp it a few times also on both sides of the cardstock. Stamp the Santa sleigh image also from the Dashing stamp set using Gina K Black Onyx ink right over the moon. Use an opaque white gel pen to add some snow to the trees. Now you don't want to fill in every bit of the tree. Just put it in, kind of scribble it in, and leave little bits exposed just the way you would see in nature. Now we'll stamp the 3-star images from the Dashing stamp set using black onyx ink, but once again stamping off onto scratch paper like we did before. I started first with the largest of the 3 images, then medium, and then small. And one thing to note about these star images, they are a little longer going top to bottom than they are from side to side, so it's important to stamp them upright. Next, go back to that opaque white gel pen and add some little dots all over your sky. If you want the dots to look more like stars, then keep them really tiny, but if you want them to look like snow, then maybe make them a little larger. I kept mine small so it would look a little more like a starry sky. Then stamp the sentiment, also from the Dashing stamp set, using black onyx ink. Assemble the card by adhering your image layer to a piece of black onyx cardstock that's trimmed slightly larger, and then adhere both layers to a 5.5 by 4¼ inch powder blue card base. And that completes today's video. Thanks for watching.